Welcome back to Web API tutorials. I am Venkat. In the last video, we have implemented the repository design pattern, and in this video, we are going to use that in student controller, and let's run it. So let's start using the repository pattern. We need to do the dependency injection first. For that, let me implement it private read only student repository and let us add it in the constructor, comma this one, and let's copy that to local variable. So the dependency injection is done. We have created read only variable and added parameter to the student controller and copied the injected repository instance to the local variable. So student repository is ready. Let's start using it. Instead of the database operations, student repository dot get all. That's it. So here you can see there are no database operations. The same thing. Underscore student repository dot get by ID. What is the ID? That's it. We have removed the database operations and added repository operations. Here also underscore student repository dot get by name. Need to pass the name here. That's it. Creating the student here. Okay, let's do the create student. When we are creating the student, so we have the DTO. From DTO, we generated the student and we are adding it and saving the changes. So these two are the database operations. We need to eliminate these two. Underscore student repository dot create async. That's it. Here we will get the student ID. The student ID we are taking it. Otherwise you can get the ID also. Where ID equal to, and you can assign this ID. We are returning the same ID. Both are same. And next one is update. Here you can see there is a as no tracking. But in our repository, we did not use any no tracking. Update student, we did not use no tracking. So we are getting the record and we are copying the data and updating it, right? Instead of copying the data with the auto mapper, we have copied the data using the student. I think this implementation is little bit wrong. So for update, we can use the we don't need to write it here, and copy statements also no need here, and we will get this and we will update that. Underscore db context dot update student. That's it. To call this one, so this one is the update. Here we need to get the record first. To get the record, here you can see there are two kinds. One is with tracking and without tracking. So in our student repository, okay, let me use that first. Delete it. Underscore student repository dot get by ID. So we are getting the record by ID. dto.id. But if you go inside this one and let's go to the implementation of it, go to implementation, and here you can see we are not using any no tracking. So let's add no tracking, comma, boolean, use no tracking. By default it is false. If somebody wants it as a no tracking, they will send it as a true. If it is true, then return that, else return this. So if it is true, we need to return it as no tracking, right? Yeah. So if they wanted as a no tracking, we are using no tracking. And if it is false, we are not using any no tracking. That's right. Let's add the same signature to the interface also, so that we will not get any error. This error is gone. Yep. So now we are executing that with no tracking. And let's go here. We need to pass here true. So it will execute with no tracking. So this will be no tracking record. So once the data is copied, we need to update this. For this updation and this saving part, await underscore student repository dot update. New record. So that's it. What we did here. So we have retrieved the student record with ID and with no tracking. So once we got the existing student, we copied the new student data and we have updated it. That's it. Update partial. For this also there is a no tracking. So let's copy this statement from here to here. Copy that and do the same call. Here we can directly use the ID, small I. So this one is existing record and this one is data copied, and this one is the record with updated data, and here we are updating it. So we need to modify these two lines because these are DB lines. We need to update with await student repository dot update async. So we have updated it. Next one is the delete. In the place of delete, we need to use student repository dot get by ID. Where is get by ID? So ID, we are getting the record by ID, and we need to remove the DB statements. Await student repository dot delete async. Okay, so we are fetching the student here, and we don't need to get the student inside delete. Go to implementation of it. Here we are getting the student and deleting it here. Okay, we don't need this one. So we will get the student to delete. We directly need to delete that. Okay, so here also we need to modify in the interface also. So with this kind of implementation, we will have a scope to identify whether the student is there with that particular ID or not. Okay, so that we will know if the student is not there with that ID, we will return not found result. Okay, this is the right implementation. So we have modified all these statements. You can see now it does not have any entity framework or database related statements or lines. So it is having purely the repository information only. No database related statements. All the database relevant statements replaced with the repository statements. Let's run this. Let me run get students. Oh, we got an error. System.invalid operation exception. Unable to resolve service for iStudent repository. It is unable to resolve this when it is doing the dependency injection. So we have created a repository, but we did not register it for dependency injection. So let's go to program.cs and let's register it for dependency injection. Let's copy the existing statement and do that. So now I have registered when any dependency is there for iStudent repository, inject this instance. Okay, now I have registered. Let me rerun that. Try it out, execute. So now we got the data. Perfect. Let's get it by ID. Try it out. ID, I want 1. Okay, 1. There is a record. Let's get it by 2. 2. There is a record with 2. Fine. So there is a record with 5 also. 5, execute. Yes, 5th record returned. Student name is Suresh from HYD. Let me copy that and let's test this one. Try it out. Paste, execute. Okay, spaces are not allowed. Okay, let's deal that later. So this will not work. So the student with the name Suresh not found because we are doing the exact match, not contains. We are doing the exact match, not partial matching. For that, okay, let's get with other one. Nehant, it is working with Nehant. Yes, it is working with Nehant also. So let's go to the repository, iRepository, and let me go to the implementation. Yeah, here you can see we are doing the exact match, equals. Instead of equals, we can put contains. Okay, let me rerun this. Student from HYD. So it is obviously not letting us add the spaces. Execute. The student with name student not found. Oh, we entered student, huh? It should be Suresh. Suresh. You can see the record with Suresh inside student name fetched. So now it is working for partial search, partial match. So we can create a student. ID is not required and student name is Anil @gmail.com. Address is Bangalore and I want to make this as the date of birth. Execute. We got the 201, so student got created with ID 6. We can see ID 6. Create is working. Let us update it. Update. Try it out. Anil from Bangalore. I'm updating the student name. Execute. 204 means it is updated. 204 is nothing but success and no content. Update is succeeded. So you can try these two, update partial, and I want to update it with 6. Operation. Path is a student name. Operation is replace. From value is not required and to value is I want to update this one. Now let us see what is the name it is fetching. As we have updated it with Anil from Bangalore, let's change it back to Anil. Anil. Execute. So there is a breakpoint. Let me remove that. Execute. And we got 204 success. And let's go top and execute it again. So before execution we have a Anil from Bangalore. We have changed it back to Anil. You can see it is changed to Anil. So except delete, we have executed all. You can try doing this delete operation. So this is how we can use the repository design pattern. So this is the implementation for all the methods inside design pattern. Let me commit these changes. Commit all. Repository pattern. Commit. Sync. You can directly clone this code and check for any references. For more videos like this, please like, share and subscribe. If you have any questions, please ask in the comment box.